Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The bold and the beautiful recaps. The week of June 10, 2024 on B&B, Liam welcomed Luna into the family. Katie scowled as Poppy became the lady of Bill's house. As Hope's fantasies about Finn persisted, Brooke tried to shake sense into her daughter. Finn ignored Steffi's warning about Hope. Ridge convinced Brooke to return to Brooke's bedroom. In the design office, Katie was distracted while meeting with Carter. Carter said she could tell him what was on her mind, and she replied that it had to do with Bill, who had a daughter. Later, Katie had told Carter part of the story about how Will had gotten a new sister. Carter was surprised that a woman had come out of the woodwork and given Bill a paternity test. Katie elaborated that Bill's daughter was someone Carter saw daily, Luna, and the woman had been Poppy. Small world, right? Katie asked. Katie noted the irony that Liam and Wyatt had entered Bill's life around the same age. Will was the only child Bill had known since birth. They discussed how Will would take it. Katie guessed Will would be fine with it. Carter asked what Katie thought of Poppy. Katie didn't know the woman and said Bill could do what he wanted because they hadn't been together in a long time. "You were my last relationship," she remarked. Carter pressed, asking how Katie felt about Bill having a child with Poppy. Katie murmured that she was still trying to figure out how she was supposed to feel. It didn't affect her life, but she didn't know how to feel about Will having another sibling, and Bill having another baby mama, Carter added. At Bill's house, Luna beamed that she couldn't have picked a better dad. Poppy stated that they finally got to be a real family. Luna and Poppy were excited about their new life with Bill. They were used to living in tiny rentals. Bill said they'd filled those rentals with love, and Poppy stated that they'd do the same at Bill's place. Bill guessed it was moving fast, but Luna said she was ready to dive into having a dad. Bill repeated that word and said he could get used to it. Poppy insisted that they wouldn't be freeloaders, but Bill said their presence was worth its weight in gold. Later, Bill had given Poppy and Luna a tour of the house. Luna said it was the most gorgeous mansion she'd ever seen. Poppy thanked Bill for welcoming Luna into his life with open arms. Luna stated that she'd live anywhere with them as long as they were a family. Bill decided that it was time that Luna met one of her brothers. At the Cliff House, Steffi figured she should stop venting about Hope, but Liam said Steffi had a right to vent about Hope and Shyla. Upset that Hope was promoting a relationship between Shyla and Finn, Steffi said that the last thing she needed was Hope spending time with Finn. Steffi asked if Hope was bonding with Finn to get under Steffi's skin. Liam replied that Shyla was Finn's mother, Deacon was Hope's father, and that was the extent of it. Steffi wished Hope would back off and stop putting Finn in risky situations. Liam received a text message from Bill, who'd summoned Liam to the mansion. Liam advised Steffi not to get too worked up about Hope, who wasn't doing anything intentionally. Steffi replied that she wanted Hope to stop telling Finn to do the one thing Steffi told him not to do, have a relationship with Shyla. Hope spending time with Finn was getting on Steffi's nerves. Back at Bill's house, Bill announced that Liam was on the way there. Luna wondered if Liam would be okay with having another sibling, and Bill said they'd make Liam okay with it. Luna couldn't wait to meet all of her brothers, and Poppy announced that Luna wasn't an only child anymore. Bill promised that everything would be great. Liam arrived. He surveyed the scene. Noticing the women, he remarked that he'd been summoned. Bill introduced Liam to Poppy, and Liam was glad to finally meet her. Meeting Luna, Liam said he'd heard many good things about her. Bill stated that it would get better because they'd just confirmed that Luna was Liam's half-sister. In Eric's office, familiar sultry music played as Hope and Finn made out. Finn called Hope's name, and she snapped out of her fantasy. He said he'd lost her for a moment, and she asked what he'd been saying. He repeated that she embodied the name of her line, and he admired her. Hope smiled uneasily. He asked if she was okay, and she said she hadn't expected to feel that way. She hadn't seen it coming, but she thanked him. Finn noted that Hope looked flushed and asked if the headache was still there. Hope said she was okay, and it was nothing. He asked her to tell him what was going on in that head of hers. In Hope's silence, Finn checked her for a fever, but she didn't have one. He said they needed to get to the bottom of whatever was going on, but Hope said it wasn't necessary. Finn reminded Hope that he was a doctor, and he asked her to tell him exactly how she was feeling. Hope's eyes darted around as she stammered. She stated that she was feeling something, but it was hard to put into words. She said she'd always thought Liam had had one eye on Steffi, but then she'd gotten with Thomas, despite things he'd done to her in the past. And then, I don't know, I got to know you, Hope added. Hope said Liam had been a good man but not always true. Thomas had been always true, but not always a good man. Hope stated that meeting Finn had made her realize that the whole package could exist. Finn replied that he wasn't perfect. Hope stated that he was good to Steffi and dedicated to his family. Finn believed that there were men like him out there and she'd find the right guy. He felt she deserved someone who excited her and made her feel appreciated. He offered to set her up with one of his colleagues. Hope took his hand and thanked him for understanding and listening. The door opened and Hope and Finn released each other's hands. What did I just walk in on? Steffi asked, demanding, answer me, Hope. Answer me. The week of June 10, 2024, on The Bold and the Beautiful delivered a storm of drama, secrets, and unexpected alliances, leaving fans on the edge of their seats. As the sun rose over Los Angeles, the Forresters, Logans, and Spencers faced a whirlwind of emotions and confrontations that would change their lives forever. Monday began with a shocking revelation. Brooke Logan, the perennial queen of Forrester creations, stumbled upon a mysterious letter tucked away in Ridge's office. The letter, addressed to Ridge from an unknown woman, hinted at a deep, dark secret from his past. Brooke's curiosity got the best of her, and she decided to confront Ridge. As she waved the letter in front of him, Ridge's face turned ashen, and he confessed to a long-buried secret affair. The woman Isabella had a child, a son, and Ridge was the father. The revelation sent shockwaves through Brooke, leaving her questioning her marriage and Ridge's loyalty. Meanwhile, at Spencer Publications, Bill Spencer was dealing with a crisis of his own. Wyatt Spencer had discovered incriminating documents linking Bill to a shady business deal that could bring the company to its knees. Wyatt, torn between his loyalty to his father and his own moral compass, decided to confront Bill. The confrontation escalated quickly, with Bill denying any wrongdoing and accusing Wyatt of betrayal. The heated argument ended with Wyatt walking out, vowing to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. At Forrester Creations, Steffi Forrester was in the middle of a power struggle. Thomas, determined to regain his position of influence, was scheming behind her back. He had enlisted the help of an old ally, Zoe Buckingham, who had returned to Los Angeles with a vendetta against the Forresters. Together they plotted to undermine Steffi's authority, hoping to drive a wedge between her and the rest of the family. Steffi, however, was not one to be easily outmaneuvered. Sensing the brewing conspiracy, she began to take preemptive steps to secure her position, enlisting the help of her loyal friend, Carter Walton. On Wednesday, Hope Logan found herself in an emotional whirlwind. After months of struggling with her feelings for Liam and her desire to move on, she met a charming stranger at a coffee shop. The stranger, a charismatic artist named Adrian, captivated Hope with his passion and zest for life. Their connection was immediate, and Hope found herself drawn to his magnetic personality. As they spent more time together, Hope began to see a future with Adrian, one that was free from the shadows of her past with Liam. However, little did she know that Adrian harbored a secret of his own, one that could jeopardize their budding romance. In another corner of Los Angeles, Quinn Fuller was up to her old tricks. After months of playing the doting wife to Eric Forrester, she had grown restless and bored. Seeking excitement, she rekindled her affair with Carter. The clandestine meetings and stolen kisses reignited the spark between them, but they knew they were playing a dangerous game. Eric, oblivious to Quinn's betrayal, was planning a surprise anniversary party, hoping to rekindle their romance. The stage was set for an explosive revelation that could shatter their marriage forever. Friday arrived with a series of dramatic confrontations. Brooke, still reeling from Ridge's confession, decided to confront Isabella. She tracked her down to a small apartment on the outskirts of the city. Isabella, surprised and defensive, revealed that she had kept Ridge's secret for years, raising their son alone. The encounter was tense, with Brooke demanding answers and Isabella pleading for understanding. In the end, Brooke walked away with more questions than answers, determined to uncover the truth.